Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. Not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because that thing went up so high. I'm YouTube famous now. Available Christmas 2023. The Christmas gift that keeps on giving. The album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy AF. Yeah, baby, I like it like that. I like it like that. Boost! I've been listening to that song all day long. I used to listen to this song in high school. I loved it so much. Remember that song? I like it like that. Boost! So, let me tell you about my day so far, okay? Well, first of all, I got up very late last night, okay? Very late. So, long story short, my good Judy Ballerini, who I go to the casino with, we don't go as much as we used to. Probably go, I don't know. We've been going a little bit more lately because she's getting ready to move several hours north with her boyfriend. And so, we're trying to get him in, right? Because she knows that I won't be going to the casino anymore after she moves up north. It's not like I'm taking an Uber 40 minutes to go to the casino, right? And we have so much fun, and we drive there, and we tell stories, and we laugh, and she drinks coffee at the casino, and I drink fountain Dr. Peppers, and we just laugh and have so much fun, right? Well, usually, we take a couple $100 and then we blow it. We lose it, right? But we have a good time, and we get a few bonuses. We play the Lightning Strikes game. I did a whole vlog about it last night. Well, last night, I never win, okay? Maybe once every 10th time I win or something like that. And usually like $100 or $200. Let me just tell you, listen, Linda, okay? Last night was my night. I was like, okay, this is truly the last time that we're probably coming to the casino. Although on the way home, she was like, do you want to go tomorrow night since you won? I was like, girl, no. We cannot be going tomorrow night. She's been texting me all day asking me random questions. I'm like, girl, I already know she's asking to see if we want to go to the casino again tonight. But I can't because this is what happened. So she came to pick me up at 8 o'clock last night. So we got to the casino about 8:45. And we stopped on the way at the gas station to get fountain pops and stuff like that. Or we got iced teas last night. Got fountain pops at the casino. So we got iced teas. And then I got some stuff to review for my review channel. I got all these like big hot pickles. They had them at the gas station. I was like, oh, these will be perfect for a review. And I got like spooky Halloween Hostess cupcakes and Twinkies and things like that, right? So anyway, so we got there about 8:45, 8:50, okay? Now ask me what time we left the casino last night. I said, Valerie, because you're winning. I go, Valerie, I do not care if I'm winning at this point. I am so tired and we have got to go home because I still got to watch Big Brother and eat my dinner. I hadn't even eaten my dinner yet, right? So we left the casino at 4:30 in the morning. I mean, it was like we worked a full-time job up in that casino, but we had such a blast. And we were just laughing and having such a good time and all this kind of stuff, right? I came home last night, are you ready? $2,600 ahead. I was so excited. I was so happy. It never happens to me. She's like, what are you going to spend it on? What are you going to spend it on? I said, girl, this is going to bills. This is going into my checking account. This is going to bills or savings. We ain't blowing this at the casino no more. Okay, we're done. We're done. Now watch, we'll turn around tonight and go to the casino. But anyway, so I got home so late and then I watched Big Brother. And then I went to bed after Big Brother and I ate my dinner out here while I was watching Big Brother and stuff like that. So anyway, so today I made my very first Big Brother reaction video over on my new channel. My new channel, Peter's Reality TV Recaps and Opinions. Better known as That's My Opinion! With Peter Monn. Okay, but anyway, I've been hinting out for like the last, I can't get this camera straight on this tripod to save my life, but for like the last week I keep on saying I do these Big Brother response or reactions to it, and I don't, because I'm kind of scared, honestly, because things change in the house from one second to the next, so what you say is probably wrong by the time you post a video, you know? And I said that, I explained the whole thing about it on my video, but tonight's a double live eviction, so I did my whole video of what I think is going to happen and what's been happening on the show and all that kind of stuff. And I just have to tell you, I am so thankful for you guys that have come over there and subscribed to that channel. So many of you are like, I don't even watch reality TV, but I'm loving this channel. Peter seems so happy over here. And I am so happy. And it is literally, starting that channel has like given a breath of fresh air to all of my channels. And I'm just, I feel so blissful and so happy in a way that I have not felt in a very long time doing YouTube, and it's kind of like helped me with all of my channels, and I'm so grateful for that. And also the other thing I want to say is, so Valerie is like my one and only friend that actually watches my videos on my channel. My friend Melissa is starting to a little bit, and my cousin Caroline sometimes watches my vlogs, but very rarely. So anyway, we were talking last night, And she said, because I've been filming these videos on this channel, you know, late at night, sitting over there in that chair. And she goes, I just have to tell you, she goes, I don't ever want you to not be, you know, your unapologetic, authentic self, sitting in a chair, flipping a fan, talking the drama fun, right? She goes, but I am loving your videos that you are doing on the front porch late at night. She goes, because, like, that is the Peter that I know. She goes, like, just sitting in the car talking to you. She goes, you're so calm. You're so relaxed. She goes, you don't, like, circle back to things 14 times. See, I am more than willing to hear those things, okay? My best friends even say it to me, right? She goes, you don't circle back to things 14 times. She goes, you're very, like, you're focused when you're talking. You make really strong points. She goes, it's literally like having a conversation with you in the car. And she goes, I'm loving those videos. And I was like, you know, Valerie, I really appreciate that. I needed the feedback on the circling back and things like that. And I said, I really appreciate it because I feel so focused and so centered making those videos late at night. So I just want to say for all of you out there that have said that you like those videos late at night, I really appreciate it. And to Valerie, I really needed to hear that. So I'm just kind of figuring out how to change things up with my channels to do things that make me happier the way that I'm doing it. And that's one of those things. And starting this new channel has been fantastic. So for all of you out there that are supporting it, have subscribed, and are watching the videos, for those of you that love reality TV, and for those of you out there that don't even own a TV, but say you're watching them anyway, I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. So anyway, all right. So I was sitting around today, you know, well, get ready with me with my lip gloss. I was sitting around today, I just made the bed, and I was brushing my teeth, and I was like, I had like a list of like 16 things. No, true story, I did. 16, like, drama stories that I could talk about on video. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to ever come out and talk about Trisha Paytas again. I may in a day or two or next week or whatever. But for my mental health of what I receive when I make Trisha Paytas videos, and I saw this whole thing somebody sent to me about, does Peter really think that it's Trisha Paytas' fans that are coming for him? Yeah, absolutely, 100% I do. I mean, when somebody comes for you, okay, and they sign their horrific email saying that your family should die and they hope that your dog dies and all this stuff, and they sign it, Trisha Paytas forever, why would you think I wouldn't think that that was a Trisha Paytas fan? Or maybe it's somebody that's trying to, I mean, I know these are the links that you guys will go to explain these people away, that's somebody that is trying to act like they're a Trisha Paytas fan so that then I hate Trisha Paytas or whatever. Like I said, I don't blame Trisha Paytas for that. She can't control her audience. She can't control her fans. I don't put that on her. Even if she got in a video and said, please don't send any hate to Peter Monn, it would still happen, right? She knows that. I know that. I don't put that on her, okay? But what goes along with me even just sharing an opinion in a video, positive or negative towards her, and I have really figured out that it is not the Trisha Paytas haters, okay? I just want you to know that. Like, they're pretty focused on Trisha. They're not coming for me, right? Like, and all of the... And people are like, why does Peter think that it's Trisha? Well, like, their names are things like TP88 or TP Barbie or Malibu Barbie and things like... I mean, you guys literally, like... Everything about what they do, it all has Trisha Paytas signatures on it. And a lot of people are saying that maybe this is Trisha Paytas fake accounts, okay? If that's true, and I'm not saying that it's not, but I don't put that on her because I don't have any evidence to that. The people that I have found live in, like, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Oklahoma. I mean, they're not people, it's not, I have not found any direct evidence that it's Trisha Paytas. Some people are like, well, maybe she's paying them. I don't know, okay? But Trisha, I'm just going to say this to you right now, since people want to say that you're so about growth and change and all this kind of stuff. If you take such issue with things that I've said in your video that you have to go to these links, or if you don't take issue with what I say, or if you aren't going to these links and you take issue with what I'm saying in my videos, feel free to reach out to me and we can have a phone call or a Zoom call or whatever you need so that we can both be grown adults and we can work this out. I know people are like, well, you know, Jeffree Star said that he would go on Trisha's podcast. I do not think that that is a good idea, okay? I don't think that Trisha Paytas and Jeffree Star need to work things out in the public eye to monetize it and stir up more drama. I think that is a conversation that needs to occur behind the scenes between Jeffree Star and Trisha Paytas, two almost 40-year-olds, that they don't need to do everything in front of the fucking camera, that they can work that out, okay? So, Trisha, if you want to reach out to me and you want to have a phone call or a Zoom call or whatever, I ain't flying out to LA to have this face-to-face conversation, okay? It's just not that deep to me. The stalking, the harassment is, but I don't feel that attached to you. But, like, if you feel like some reason, I don't have any reason to reach out to you because I don't put this on you. And I don't feel like a need to have a conversation with you about all your problematic behaviors or the things that you do that are right because I put that in my videos. Because I'm a drama commentary channel. I think sometimes people forget that. Like, this is what I do. But if you take issue with that and you feel like you need to talk to me about it, I have no problem owning my part. And if you want to own your part and we can have an adult conversation, please reach out to me, okay? But people are asking me to cover this podcast and cover that podcast. I didn't even watch the podcast, okay? I haven't watched her last couple podcasts. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it in a video. I may, okay? I may in a couple days feel moved that I feel like I need to. But right now, when I'm like moving on being happy and stuff like that, nah, I'm talking about it. It's just not worth it to me. It's not worth what goes along with it. And for those of you out there that want to defend her and say that it's not her fans because you're one of her fans, so you cannot believe that somebody in her fandom would do this, then get fucked. Because really, it is coming from her fandom. And her fandom pretty much alone, okay? And that's the reality. They can't handle it that anybody calls Trisha Paytas out for anything, right? So I don't know why they're targeting me when the whole world is talking about how problematic Trisha Paytas is. But apparently, I'm the worst person in the world for talking about it, all right? Okay, so I was sitting around, I was like looking at all these different videos, and it was like a Colleen Ballinger video, the swoop coverage of It was like all this dark stuff, you guys, right? And I think those things need to be talked about, but I also need a break from it for today. I almost took the whole day off. I might take tomorrow off and just relax, because I've been filming so much. I filmed 8 videos the other day, 5 videos, 6 videos the next day. I mean, I'm like putting out, I don't even know how y'all keep up with it, right? But I love it, so I'm doing it. But I was like, I need to take a break from all of that like heavy, you know, kind of drama. So I was like, what if I do a video where I just like go down and I read the comments on my last couple videos and address the comments. Address what people refer to as the echo chamber where people kiss my ass. I love that so much. If I get in here and I read every comment is like, Peter Monn, I love you so much. Peter Monn, your eyes are so beautiful. Oh my God, Peter Monn, I fall asleep watching your videos. Like, this will be such a great video for me, okay? Because I am kind of down on myself today, even though I won $2,600 more than I came with, okay? But I'm kind of down on myself a little bit today because I got up late and I didn't get a lot of shit done. And so I could really use that ego boost. So today is one of those days that I would love to live in that echo chamber. I'm just saying. But if I don't get those kind of comments, I will read them straight down, okay? If I get some shitty-ass comments, I will address them, trust, okay? So I thought that I would do that today. We would just see. I have no idea because I'm literally going to pull up the video and go to the top comments and go down. I might pull up some new comments too and just see what people are saying on there. And we'll just go through my top videos on this channel or my most recent videos on this channel and see what people are saying. So let's go over to this. Hold on, let me switch my channel really quick. Okay, switch the channel. How do I? Okay. You think I know how to do this since I do this every single day. Okay, let's go over. Well, Adam McIntyre put up a new video. One day ago, Trisha Paytas leaks voice memos from Colleen Ballinger, 410,000 views. Is this a video that I need to watch? Do I need to watch that podcast and cover it? Will you let me know? I mean, at the expense of all of this shit, I will come out and talk about Trisha Paytas in a video. I just needed to take a break for a day or two. But if that's a video that you think I need to cover, I will cover it, okay? Like, I think it's important to have these conversations. So, if I haven't watched Adam's video, obviously. But if that is something, and I haven't watched Trisha's podcast. So, if that's something that you want me to cover, put it in the comment section below. If you don't, then I won't. I mean, the only reason I would cover it is if enough people said, I think you need to talk about this, then I would, okay? But let's go over here and go to my video, blah, blah, blah. And I know people are going to be like, you're such a hypocrite. You just came out and said you weren't going to talk about Trisha Paytas anymore. No, that's not what I fucking said, okay? I am so tired of people taking what I say and misconstruing it, all right? Like, for example, let's just go in here. Somebody said this to me the other day. Let's go into my channel because I corrected them with quickness, okay? Or maybe I didn't. Maybe I ended up deleting my response to it. But let's go in here. Comments that I've responded to. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this person said, Jeffree Star may not be a good person, but he is not a predator like James Charles, which in my opinion is the worst thing anyone could do. Well, a lot of people in the comment sections are saying to the contrary of that, but we won't get into that in this video. However, the tons of videos you made when everything came out regarding Colleen and the stuff she had done to her fans, the only thing you expected out of all of these YouTubers were to unfollow her and make a video. So now that Daniel done exactly that, you are still making videos claiming that still isn't good enough, and you are still dragging him. So what exactly did you want from Daniel and everyone else? And I responded to her and I said, I never said an unfollow was good enough for me. Personally, it's not. I said since it was good enough for the people, for other people, because a lot of people were being like, isn't an unfollow enough? I said, okay, in some videos I said, okay, we'll go with that for this situation since you want to say that's enough. I said since it was good enough for other people, the fans we would go with that. I never in any video said an unfollow was enough for me, okay? And I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry for you that you are such a Daniel Prada fan, okay? That you need to come out and defend him. But that was a shitty-ass video, and I proved that twice in 2 different videos. That was a bullshit taking accountability video, and he lied through his teeth in it. And in the video, he had such issues with Colleen Ballinger and her problematic behaviors, but he still protects the predator, okay? So you want to know what's good enough for me? I'll tell you what's good enough for me. Let me go in here and see if Daniel Prada has unfollowed James Charles. I would love to eat my words on camera right now and be like, I am so impressed that Daniel Prada did the right thing and unfollowed James Charles, okay? He's been called out about it left and right. Did he really unfollow him? Oh, no, here it is. He's still following James Charles. So, multiple people, myself, Adam McIntyre, tons of drama commentary channels, it's been brought to his attention in the comment sections of his videos. He's deleting those comments. He responded to it and said, you know, maybe you need to read this and maybe you need to do that, whatever. He's getting real cutthroat over there in his comments when people are asking about James Charles. It's been brought to his attention, okay? He said he doesn't want to stand by people that he has stood by people socially that are problematic. He doesn't want to do that in the future. He wants to be better. He took issue with Colleen Ballinger for her horrible behaviors against children. It's always about the children, protecting the children, okay? And yet he still follows James Charles, who is a self-proclaimed predator, all right? So you want to know what's good enough for me? What's good enough for me is that Daniel Prada can come out and unfollow James Charles and address why he has stayed by him and aligned with him for so long. When he takes such issue with Colleen Ballinger. You know, he said to him he should have come out sooner and talked about Colleen Ballinger, but he was so triggered by it. You're so triggered by it that you keep a picture up, a joking picture of the birthday cake that says, Andrew did it at my birthday dinner. That's funny to you, okay? When you are so triggered that you keep it up on your Instagram, you're so triggered by this, right? Okay, but you don't have any issue with James Charles when he was targeting high school teenage boys, okay? Which is exactly what you explained triggers you about it. So, I don't understand what's so confusing about this. So, what will be good enough for me, personally, with my full fucking chest, is when Daniel Prada unfollows James Charles, okay, and comes out and publicly explains why so many people have asked him, including myself and many of his fans, why he continues to stand by and support James Charles, okay? When he's so... You can't use this excuse that I'm so triggered by this that I couldn't talk about it and I should have unfollowed Colleen Ballinger sooner and she's so problematic and there's no excuse for this and I've done this and I want to do better, and then continue to follow James Charles, okay? It's talking out of 2 sides of your mouth. It shows that you're a hypocrite and it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay? So... defend him all you want, but when he comes out and unfollows James Charles and makes a video explaining why he unfollowed James Charles and why he stood by him for so long, and then I will grant him that he has done the right thing, okay? Well, he doesn't need to do that and unfollows enough. No, the fuck it's not. No, it's not. He has endorsed this man's business. He has been to his launch parties, his birthday parties. He has supported James Charles and helped him have the platform that he has. You know, when we talk about cross-pollinating things, and I was talking about how Trisha Paytas had Tana Mojo on her podcast, and that was really smart because they're cross-pollinating people. And so Tana's fans will go over and subscribe to Trisha Paytas and be like, oh, she's changed, or I didn't know about her and I really like her. And Trisha Paytas' fans will do the same with Tana Mojo, right? And then Tana has her on her podcast. It's favors if they're paying for each other. Okay? And y'all understood that? But you don't understand how Daniel Prada is cross-pollinating his population with James Charles' population. Go over and look at the painted. Here, let's pull it up right now. Let's go over and look at the painted official. Hold on a second. The painted official. You guys want to say that these influencers don't help out these businesses. Here's the painted James Charles business. Here's his official. What do you call it? Instagram for it, okay? And when you go down here and you look at the launch party, where's the launch party at? Okay. You go down here and here's his launch party, okay? And you scan over. And these are, he's got a picture of him. He's got a picture of himself painting. Now, there were hundreds of people at this launch, okay? He's got a picture of, I don't know who that girl is. He got her tagged. Hold on a second. Let's see who she is. Should I know who she is? I don't know. Tabitha somebody. Y'all probably know who she is. Well, she got 10 million subscribers or something like that. Oh, 1.7 million. She's big sister on the internet. Big sister, you're problematic for being a predator protector right there. Okay. So then he shows these drinks that were there. Okay. And then he shows these 2 people. I don't know who these people are either. Lexi Brooks Rivera, they're probably big TikTokers or something like that. He shows them. They're predator protectors too. And then he shows these other people. There's a bunch of beauty influencers. Hold on a second. Who are these people? None of these people have any kind of following whatsoever. He don't even tag this one person in there. That is not. Alexis Oakley is there. She's a predator protector. She's hugging right up on him. Okay, kissing his cheek. And then you got this set. Hold on a second. Now I know I saw this on here. Oh! The next picture is Daniel Prada and Laura Lee at his launch party. So Daniel Prada and Laura Lee, okay, in this picture on the painted company are endorsing the Predator paint, okay? Don't come out here and say it's just a follow. There's this fucking picture right there. I used it in my last thumbnail. There he is with his arm around James Charles. He's promoting his company. He went to his launch. He's promoting his business. He's saying it's okay to put money in James Charles' pocket. A proclaimed predator. He came out and spoke against Colleen Ballinger. He's got his arm around James Charles, okay? I don't know why you'd want to be that close to James Charles, okay? But he is, and so is Laura Lee. They want to come out and speak about Colleen Ballinger, but they don't have any problem with James Charles. Get fucked. Seriously? Get fucked, okay? That's what I expect from Daniel Prada. If he wants to do better in the future, do better. Let's swipe this under the rug so that when some bullshit blows up, because like maybe he knows that Joey's coming out with a video, or other people are going to talk about things, or maybe he knew that Trisha was going to expose these voice notes. I don't even know what the voice notes are about, or whatever's going to come out, or maybe he thinks that Colleen's going to come out with a video, you know, and so he's like, I got to get ahead of this because I'm going to Europe for 3 months, and listen, ain't nothing disturbing my paid for sponsored trip in Europe. Okay, I'm hanging out with the girly girls and having dinner and dressing real cute and all that kind of stuff. I can't be having this Colleen Ballinger stuff. No, these victims are way too more important than my Europe trip. I better get ahead of this right now. Okay, I done waited 3 and 4 months. Okay, to talk about it, but I better come out about it now, and I better talk about this because I got to get ahead of this so I can have my fun trip in Europe. Timing, girl, your timing is horrific. And I literally posted my video responding to you, and the very next day, you posted that you were in Europe already. Girl, I literally, you can't script this bullshit. It's unfucking believable, okay? You guys are, like, unbelievable to me. You are literally, I mean, you are so scammy. You literally are so scammy and will do anything for money and just try to spin the narrative. And you've got all these people out there that are literally just eating up this, like, hey, guys, like, this is, like, so serious because I'm getting ready to go on a sponsored trip to Europe, and Drunk Elephant is going to have me in their skincare line because I'm really a nobody that dated Joey Graceffa, and, you know, like, and I come across as really snobbish online, and, yeah, and I'm constantly just redecorating houses, and I don't get any likes on my pictures or any views on my videos, so I don't really know why they would pick me, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to be in Europe for 3 months. Who fucking takes a trip to Europe for 3 months, okay? And this is not his first time doing it. Who can afford to take a trip to Europe for 3 months, okay? Like, seriously? Like, I'm glad that he has that kind of blessed life. He should be more grateful for it. Anyway, I digress from my acting performance, my Oscar-winning actor performance. This ain't my first time at the rodeo. Yeah, baby! Anyway, Daniel Prada. Yeah, you guys, like, this is so serious, and, I can't wait to go to Europe and, you know, in between my very heavy schedule of shooting this promotion for Drunk Elephant and having dinners with my friends and shopping for clothes and living the high life, I'm really excited about hitting up guys on Grindr and sexting them and finding a European boyfriend and then doing a video, like a blind date in Europe that I'll act like it's really innocent and things like that, you know, but like I'm really excited about that. I can't wait, and then I can't wait to come back to the States and have dinner with James Charles and Manny MUA and talk about all of my sexcapades in Europe. And, you know, this is so serious. Like, this is really serious, and I need to talk about it now because my plane leaves in 6 hours. So I've got to get this video filmed because I know that you guys really want me to talk about it. And if I don't talk about it, then my trip in Europe will be ruined because you guys will keep on coming for me. And the one thing that I can't allow to happen, because this is so serious, the one thing I cannot allow to happen is that my trip to Europe is ruined. So I've got to come out and talk about this now. You need to get fucked, Daniel Prada. Seriously? So anyway, I've gone on and on about this. Let's get into these comments. Okay. Is Jacqueline Cosmetics closing down? Let's see the #1 comment. I have no idea what it's going to say. This has 129 likes on it. Well, the Jacqueline Hill video, doesn't nobody care about Jacqueline Hill. It didn't do real great, right? I mean, it did okay, and I appreciate all the views and the comments on it, but it didn't do nothing like a Daniel Prada video. She's just going to open new stuff in her new name. She's getting rid of the Hill. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that could be true. I actually, people asked about my bingo card. On my bingo 2023 card, which I said that Gabby Hanna would come back out of the hiding. That's on there. I didn't cross that off yet. There's a lot of things on there that have come true. That I need to do a bingo 2023 card, like showing of what's come true, because a lot of it came true. But I actually said she was going to open a new brand. So, we'll be interested to see if that happened. Somebody said, I agree about her brands. I love her saying, oh, they weren't my passion. Girl, plenty of us work day jobs that aren't our passion. Fucking men. She's constantly searching for her next grift, but people don't ride for Jacqueline the way they used to. She's a terrible business owner. She sold her soul to Morphe, and it didn't work out. She's got to find another grift to shill since these haven't worked. Like, cozy wasn't your passion. It was her legacy. It wasn't her passion. Let's never forget that, okay? Girls in pajamas literally all day, every day. I think that kind of sounds like a nice lot. That actually would have been, she never would have had to have stolen Kayla Nicholson's brand name. She could have called her brand name, and this would have actually been better. Girls in pajamas all day. Like, that would have been such a cute name for a brand. Don't you think? Like, that, you just gave her a good idea for a business brand. She'll probably steal it from you, okay? What's your name? Rachel? Rachel, you better trademark that thing real quick. I almost said a bad word. You better trademark her real quick, okay? Because Jacqueline will probably steal that, because I think that's a great idea for a name. Girls in pajamas all day. I love that. You can have mugs and all kinds of shit on there, you know? Stickers for your MacBook and all kinds of stuff. Jeffrey put the stop to the Jacqueline Hill's Lie series. Now that's tea. It still needs to be made. I agree, it does. I think I heard behind the scenes that it is going to be made. So, he did that because he worked with Morphe at that time, too. That's true. That's absolutely true. Oh, here it is. The Real Peter Monn timestamps channel. Video starts at 0.00. I love them so much. And then John said, oh, no, she didn't. Not the Real Peter Monn timestamp channel. And then somebody said, ha ha, you're at. And this other person said, oh, yeah, she did. Oh, the Peter Monn timestamp channel responded to John and said, oh, yeah, she did. And then this person said, fake news, at least was 8 minutes. I don't know what you mean by that, girl. What? And then this John responded back to the timestamp channel and said, oh, no, she didn't. About no, she didn't. And me, gasp. Girl, Lindy, what are you talking about? Fake news with crying, at least was 8 minutes. I don't even know what you're talking about, girl. Okay? Here, let's see what this Lindy is. She's left other comments on my channel. She's either a lover or a hater, and I don't understand what her comment means. Hold on a second. Because you can go right in here and you can read all their comments. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh. No, she's a fair commenter, so I don't know what I got. I'm off this Jacqueline Hill thing. This is so boring and bore snack. I don't even know why I made a damn video about it, right? Okay, let's go into the Daniel Prada retracts Colleen's statement, defends James Charles. I was kind of surprised I didn't get inundated with comments that people said, he didn't retract his statement. When I said in my video I was going to call it that, because that's where people don't watch my videos, right? Okay. The first comment, I would absolutely trust my skincare recommendations Boo Radley has to offer. He should get sponsorships. Get your bag, queen. I'm going to tell Boo Radley that. Oh my God, I am so going to tell Boo Radley that. I'm going to say, Boo Radley, listen, okay? You need to get your little paws out and start getting them the emails to the skincare lines. Because listen, we got money to make, okay? We have money to make, Boo Radley. He ain't bothered. He's eating treats, laying down, taking naps all day long, okay? What did somebody say to this? Yes, 100%. I'm thinking about hair care tips as I saw this already. I'm thinking about hair care tips as well as skincare, such luscious locks on Mr. Radley. Drop your skincare routine, Boo. I love that so much. I have to tell you what's so funny about it is that when we first got them, like Alex immediately fell in love with Tucker, and I immediately fell in love with Boo Radley, and we just were like connected to them, you know, like immediately. Is this gonna stop? It's gonna stop like in a minute. Hold on. Okay, and I don't know if I can find a picture. I posted him a million times on Instagram. Oh, you know what? I do. I have a picture on my Instagram because it was just his birthday. So let me pull up this picture really quick. So, aw, little Boo Radley. Okay, but when we first got them, Boo Radley, in all honesty, like he was, here's a good picture, okay? Here's Tucker right here, and he had like a mohawk and his ears always stuck up. Boo Radley was kind of oddly looking. He was kind of real different looking, and that was part of like why I fell so in love with him. He looked like kind of like the runt of the litter, and he was so and he would always hide under the bed, and his little nose would just stick underneath, like, we don't have a bed curtain anymore, but it stuck underneath the bed curtain when we had one. And it was just so cute, but so kind of like funny and oddly and weird looking, and I just love dogs like that. Like that Brody on Instagram, have you seen him with that? He had like the nose that goes to the side. Like all of the people that I follow like these days is mostly like senior dog rescues, injured dogs, things like that. I love that so much. People ask me all the time, like, if you were not doing YouTube, what would you be doing? Would you be like a full-time writer? Ain't nobody buying my books like that, okay, first of all, but I would love to be a full-time writer. Or would you, you know, do this? Would you go, you know, do this or whatever? And I'm like, I would full-time work for some dog rescue organization, 100%. And I know most of that's volunteer, so I don't know. I don't know what I work at the Panera Bread to make money and then work at dog rescues on the side. I'm so invested in that whole thing. Okay, so let's get into these comments. People are so nice to Boo Radley. Boo Radley appreciates it. Somebody said, as a survivor myself, a 15-year-old girl and a 22-year-old man, I could tell you about being triggered by Coley and James' actions. Every time one of these clowns comes out with a video avoiding responsibility, it makes me even more sick and essentially re-traumatizes victims. Somebody said, thank you for sharing this. Yeah, thank you for sharing this. I appreciate it. It's so triggering. Somebody said hugs. A lot of people are sharing really personal stories in this. You guys are so nice. This is what I'm talking about with my comment sections. People are like, this person says, so sorry for what you went through. Like, I love that you guys are so supportive of each other. I really appreciate it. Okay, somebody said, because I talked about their straight fantasy fixation and what that James, Manny, and Daniel all have that. Like, I know that James has, okay, I know people are going to say this is a reach, but this is my problem with it, right? Like, when I came out at 18 years old in 1990, I was blessed enough to have several older gay men that mentored me, that never tried to sleep with me or hook up with me, that mentored me in the gay community, right? Okay, that I looked up to, that were honorable, that still are. Some of them have since passed, but still are, okay, honorable. And were really good guys, and just always had my back. If I got drunk when I was in my active addiction, they made sure that I got home, things like that, right? Okay. So James, at the time that all this was going on, was 18 or 19, okay? He has Manny MUA and Daniel Prada as two very close friends that are playing into the straight fantasy. So those are his mentors in the gay community because they are very close friends of his. Manny MUA is one of his closest friends. Daniel Prada is one of Manny's closest friends and one of James' closest friends, okay? It's not a professional relationship. That's bullshit. It's been proven, okay? So the fact that they are mentoring this kind of behavior of like, oh, they would lust after a straight man. Manny MUA throws up more TikToks and more like Instagram reels and stuff of him lusting for straight men than gay men. Period. End of story, okay? And no, I'm not saying he's getting a video and being like, oh, I think this straight actor, this straight singer is so attractive, like whatever. Like, okay, we all have celebrities that we think are attractive, okay? He's literally throwing up TikToks of straight men. He's like, oh my god, they can lick between my thighs. He's straight, okay? Straight men don't fuck other men, okay? Just getting that out there. If they are, they're gay, period, end of story, okay? Sorry to ruin the fantasy for you, Manny. Okay, but if a straight man is sucking you, he's not straight, okay? If a straight man is sucking your dick, he's not straight. If a straight man is letting you suck his dick, he's not straight. I don't care if you think he's on the down low and he's got a wife, okay? He ain't straight. And you shouldn't be part of that anyway, okay? Of being with somebody that's on a down low, that's in a relationship with a woman. You should have a conversation with that man and say, I am sorry that you feel like you cannot come out. If you need me to help you and be a guide to you through this process, because everybody should come out when they feel comfortable, I am more than willing to do that. But I cannot be part of your wife's trauma, okay? And so therefore, I cannot sleep with you. So don't talk to me about this DL fantasy and all this kind of stuff when people are getting hurt in this whole situation and straight men. I mean, this is why so many straight people take issue with gay men and say that we are recruiting them because of this kind of bullshit, all right? And Daniel Prada and Manny MUA both play into it. And James Charles has talked to straight men and said, well, it sounds to me like you're more bi-curious than anything. Okay, well, if you're telling a straight man that you think he's bi-curious, what you're indirectly saying is, if you're bi-curious, then we should probably mess around, okay? And above that being inappropriate and predator-ish, because you can be a predator of adults, okay? I think that's often missed on this whole conversation. You can have predatorial behaviors over other adults or the elderly or anybody else, okay? So the fact that you think that there's anything okay with that is disgusting, all right? And the fact that you want to play this whole, like, you're bi-curious and don't you want to be with a man and all this kind of stuff is only you wanting to get in a straight man's pants. That is so sick and fucking twisted to me, and I don't know why y'all don't have problems with it and defend these people, okay? So let's go on and let's read some of these other comments. Hold on, my neighbor's grandkid is riding by on his new bike. He's so excited. He got a new bike, and he and his grandpa are riding around on it. Okay, James' fixation on turning a straight guy is so weird to me. Setting aside his inherent creepiness, why would you want to have to convince someone to be attracted to you? Also, like, it's giving straight guys who sexualize and harass lesbian women. I agree with that, number one. Number two, okay, why would you ever... Like, this is partly why I do not believe the relationship with Jeffree Star and Nathan, or I believe that it was contractual, or I do believe that Nathan was pansexual or whatever. I think he came out later and said that. I think Jeffree knew that Nathan had to come out and say that, because for Jeffree Star to be with a straight man, like, I don't know what was going on in their bedroom, okay? That's not a straight man. A straight man doesn't have a relationship with other men. That's not straight. That's not heterosexual. That's literally not the definition of heterosexual, okay? And when I said to James Charles years ago on the phone, I think you want what Jeffree Star has, that you want a straight man. He goes, that's exactly what I want. That was a conversation we had. I go, James, you're never going to get that, okay? There's not a straight man in the world that's really heterosexual that wants a relationship with a man, okay? And y'all are giving us such a fucking bad look. First of all, what I don't understand about this is, okay, I'm married now. I've been with my husband for 15 years and married 12 years, and I'm very fucking proud of that, okay? For all of you out there that want to come for me, that are my haters, and say that, you know, my husband this and my husband that and my husband's fake and I need to fix that, go fuck yourself, okay? Seriously? And yes, my neighbor, she did just hear that across the street. You go fuck yourselves with all that, okay? And it's usually people coming from the LGBTQIA plus community that are saying that about me and my husband. My husband and I have had a rocky road, okay? And we have been in marriage counseling and are in marriage counseling. We have made it to the other side and have a very amazing marriage today. And I am so blessed about it. And if you are part of that community or any community, you should be proud of any couple that's been together for 15 years, okay? But before I was single, what are you out there checking that mail, listening to me cussing on my front porch? You better get inside. I am going to town. I'm pissed. See, I tried to make a funny ha-ha video today, and these people will not let me. I'm telling you. Well, here come the kids. I know. What are you having for dinner tonight, though?
Oh, salad and some leftover Mexican food from Sunday.
That sounds good. Okay, well, I'm almost done. Did you get anything good in the mail?
Well, here's my Medicare handbook.
Oh, your Medicare handbook. Okay, well, let me get this done before the kids come back here. I know, they're riding. He's got his new bike.
So you better watch it.
I know, I better watch it. Okay, well, anyway. So, I asked them if I could make a video before, and they're like, they didn't care. So, anyway. And I'm like, well, you know how I get on videos. And they're like, yeah, we know how you get. We don't care. So, anyway. Okay, so, well, actually, I'm going to stop this real quick while they go by and they go in the house. I'll be right back. It was good seeing you. Have fun. So, my neighbor was coming back with her other grandson, and the grandpa was riding with the other son, and I said, I hope that I haven't been too loud. She's like, they didn't even hear you at all. And so then my other neighbor was standing across the street, and I said, well, I was a little worried about it, you know, whatever. And she's like, they have not heard one thing that you've said, don't worry about it. And I said, okay. And so she said to me, she goes, but what's funny, and she was telling my neighbor that she'd already told me this story, that, because like usually when they're like out there and stuff like that, I'll be getting my mail, and they're like, you know, watering plants and whatever, and so he said something, he calls me Mr. Peter, which is so sweet, and the oldest one, it's 4.5, and he said, Mr. Peter, look at this, and he was like watering this hose, and his grandma was like, oh, this whatever. So apparently, like, every time he would show me something, I would say, I don't remember this, but I would say, oh my lord, you know, like, oh my god, that's so exciting, right? Because we're kids, you know, I got nephews the same age and stuff, well, a little bit older than that, but anyway. So he'd be like, can you see that I can do this? And I'd be like, oh my lord, right? Well, apparently the next day, when he was with his mom at school, like it was like mom's day at school or something like that, and they were showing stuff, and he kept on saying, oh my Jesus. His mom finally said, why do you keep on saying, oh my Jesus? And he goes, because that's what Mr. Peter said. He said, oh my Lord, oh my Jesus. I never said, oh my Jesus. But he goes, Mr. Peter kept on saying that yesterday. So she called her mom and she goes, is this not so cute? Is this not so hilarious? But anyway, okay, so where am I at on all this? Yeah, I got so heated about the whole James Charles thing. Oh, this was the other thing I was going to say about all that, right? Is like, before I was in a relationship, you know, I'm kind of like a serial monogamist, just so you know. Like, at about a year sober, I got into a few relationships. I got in a relationship the week that I got out of treatment. Not smart at all. And he was a really great guy, but not smart, right? And the thing is that I did not realize my own self-worth without being in a relationship. Like, I thought I had to be in a relationship for somebody to validate me. And actually, I didn't really even learn that until about 5 years ago with our first marriage counselor. And, I mean, we thought we were going to get divorced. See, I don't have a problem sharing this stuff online, right? Because, like, I'm the real deal. So, and I've shared it many times. So we were like headed for divorce, right? And I can remember like being really upset in one of my very first sessions. And the therapist at the time that we have a different one now, said to me, he said, and we go to marriage counseling now just to continue to like have the best marriage that we possibly can. It's not like fixing problems anymore. It's like we just do it to like up our marriage. It's like what I say is like going to a vocal coach, right? And I said to him, I was like so stressed out that I thought we were going to get divorced and maybe we just should. And I was like talking in circles. I was just like so stressed out, right? And he goes, well, what would happen if you did get divorced and Alex left? And I said, like, I don't know. I couldn't go on. And he said, you really couldn't go on or something. I can't remember exactly how he said it. I said, I don't know what I would do. Like, I would be lost. I can't imagine. I just would be lost. He said, but would you be okay eventually? And I think at first I was like, no, I don't think I would. And then he goes, you wouldn't be okay eventually? And I was like, I mean, eventually, because I'd been through other breakups, right, that I thought were going to kill me. I was like, eventually I'll be okay. And he was like, so even if you and Alex don't make it and you break up, down the road you will be okay. And I was like, it was such a moment of clarity. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, so you can be single and you can be okay. And I was like, mm-hmm. And he goes, do you think, because we talked a lot about codependency. He goes, do you think that your codependency translates into your need to have a man validate your worth? And I was like, I mean, you talk about mind bomb moment of clarity. I was like, I literally, since I came out, like, I needed a man to validate my worth, that I'm good enough. And I think it's because I was bullied for so long, right? That, like, if I have a man thinking that I'm good enough, then it takes away all those people that thought I wasn't good enough, you know? Because when you go back to my parents and stuff, people are always like, well, it's because your parents were divorced. My parents did not have a horrible divorce. I remember one fight, you know? And they co-parented fantastically, you know? They did. They never spoke poorly about each other or anything like that. And I'm so grateful for that because I see parents just shred each other over their kids. And I'm like, your daughter is literally 6 years old and you guys are just shredding each other, okay, in front of her. Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's such a bad look. And you're also affecting her down the road. My parents never did that. Even though I know now they did not like each other. Like, I didn't find that out until I was an adult, that what their distaste was for each other, you know? And what had really occurred behind the scenes and how they fell out of love with each other. I mean, I didn't really know that till I was an adult, you know? My dad, I think, said some things to me in, like, high school, maybe, and stuff like that. But, or junior high, I think he said one thing to me, and then in high school he said something else. But even in approaching that subject, he was very nice about it. So anyway, but when I was single, okay, you know, like, trust me, I was on the Manhunt. He's a man-eater. So I was on the hunt always for a boyfriend, okay? Because I went from one boyfriend to the next, to the next, to the next. I mean, literally, it was like very short time in between there. Until after my first long-term boyfriend. The 3 relationships I refer to is my first one when I got sober a year later, my second one after that, which is my ex I refer to, and the one that I'm in now. Those are my 3 relationships that are really the meaningful relationships in my life, right? And so, my sponsor at the time was like, you need to take a year off. Like, you need to take a year off and just focus on yourself, which is what I always tell people because that was so helpful to me, right? Okay, so... oh no, that was before that. That was this guy that I dated that I was in a film studies class. Oh, this is such a tragic story. Why am I going on about all this kind of stuff? That was such a tragic story. So, there was this guy named Todd, okay? I don't know if I still have his picture. I should throw his picture up here if I have it, a dedication for Todd. So, I loved this guy so much, and we met in a film class, and we started talking, and here he is. Got a picture of him right here. I gotta take his name off of it. This is Todd. This guy's eye pierced. And Todd and I dated for a couple months. We met in film class. It was literally like, I can remember just like laying on the couch making out with him. I mean, I was like, 4 months sober or something, and we just sat there, and he introduced me to so many bands. He loved the Dave Matthews Band, and we just would sit there and listen to all this music, and just like light candles and talk for hours and drink coffee, and he just was fantastic, right? And there's a real sad story about, just to jump to the end of it, I was talking to a friend of mine about, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, like a friend of mine in recovery, and we would go to a meeting, and then we would go like get what was that? I can't remember, Jack in the Box, or we would get like coffee or whatever and go back to our house and listen to the Smiths and stuff like on Sirius Radio, and then like the Smiths channel and Pandora, and then we would sit there and listen to music and just talk for hours. And I was telling her about this relationship, right? And that like we would meet up at different times in our life, but either he was in a relationship or I was, and the timing was always bad, but he was always the person that I thought I would end up with, right? That's important, remember that. And so this kind of feels like a little bit of a vlog. So if you like this is what my vlogs are like. And so anyway, I pull up his Facebook, and I'm showing it to her, and I'm like, this is who he was and whatever. And like I said, I was like so in love with this guy. Like he was in a band. He wrote a song called St. Peter. He played at this Carmel Fest here, and I just remember sobbing. And then he broke up with me like the next day because he was moving to IU, and he said that he needed to just go live his life and be free. And I said, hey, more power to you. We didn't part on negative terms. He was just a fantastic guy. And so he ended up, it's just a really sad story about everything that happened to him, and drugs were included in it, and other things were included, and so he ended up moving back to Indianapolis, or Indiana, and moving in with his parents, who were never supportive of him being gay, were not okay with him being out. Like, I literally couldn't call the house and things like that when he lived there, and it was just really bad, and so he died, and he was probably 32, 33 at the time, and there was no obituary, no service. They didn't reach out to anybody and let anybody know that he had died. So I had no clue. And I mean, we were so distant at that point that I wouldn't have, but I got on his Facebook, and on the Facebook, he had friends of his that were saying things like, I miss you so much, and blah, 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 whatever, I'm so sorry that you're gone. And so I reached out, I was like, to my friend, I was like, is he gone? Like, I can't believe that. And did he pass? And so I'm like, I messaged this girl that was I knew that was one of his closest friends, and she was like, he talked about you all the time, he really loved you, he really cared about you, he always thought you guys would end up together. And so I like to remember him and talk about him because I think it's important, because his family, they refuse to remember the real Todd of who he really was. And he was such a brilliant musician, brilliant artist, beautiful soul, beautiful person inside and out, and just such a caring, kind person, you know? And it makes me sad. And a huge part of his story is that he got lost in drugs, methamphetamine. And so it was really kind of the beginning of the end. And there were other things that were involved in that as well, that he wasn't taking care of himself. And so the whole thing makes me very, very sad, and just a beautiful guy. But that night I came home to Alex, and I was telling Alex the story. And when I got to the point where I said I always thought that I would end up with him, Alex goes, well, you still can. And I go, no, I can't, because he's dead. And we were like, had been fighting the day before anyway. And Alex is like, I am so sorry that I said that. And I go, well, you didn't know. And I'm like sobbing. And he's like, did you really think that you were going to end up with him? I go, well, not that we're together now, but like, yeah, like before, I always thought that someday he and I would like move into some cute little house, and he'd play his guitar, and we'd drink coffee together and whatever. I go, not that we're together now. And he goes, how did you find? I told him the whole story. And he's like, I'm so sorry, babe. You know, it's like, as you get older, your history starts getting erased. It's kind of sad. So anyway, when I was single, though, like, the one person I would never date is and hate me for this if you do, I don't care, this was my rule, okay? If they didn't have a car, if they didn't have a job, and they didn't have a phone, I didn't date them, okay? I wasn't a fixer-upper. I know a lot of people out there, got a lot of friends of mine that are fixer-uppers, okay? No, we're going to give him a bath and give him a haircut and get him a job, and then we'll get him a Cricket phone, and we're going to fix him up real. I'm like, girl, this is a lot of work, okay? You don't even know if he's that good in the bed. So this is a lot of work, okay? No, we can fix this man up, okay? There's something cute hiding underneath there. I'm like, girl, let him fix himself first, and then let's see how it goes, right? I'm no fixer-upper. But the other thing was, I would never date somebody that wasn't, like, out all the way. Because I had, right? Like, I had in the past. And I felt like I was a secret that I had to hide. I ain't gonna be nobody's fucking secret, and I don't want to be their first, okay? Because if you're their first, they're gonna practice on you and take it to 10 other people before they settle down. So why James Charles wants to be some straight guy's first fantasy, I mean, that's so bizarre to me, you know? And then I think it's like, okay, but if somebody is bi-curious and they're willing to sleep with a straight guy, chances are that they're probably bisexual. Then what you are doing is you are erasing the B from the LGBTQIA plus community, and you are not paying homage to the bisexual community itself, which gets such a horrible rap anyway. And people just want to sexualize the bisexual community and say, well, they'll just fuck anybody, they're out for anybody. And that's what James Charles does with people, right? Like, he diminishes them to just being sexual objects. And so you completely just erase the whole bisexual community. That sounds like Bi Sisters, doesn't it? I mean, but really that's what he does by wanting to convince these people that might be on their journey to finding out that they're bisexual. That's a journey, that personal journey. You don't push somebody in that. You don't push somebody to out themselves or anything. Never do you do that, right? So, I mean, to me, it's like, why would you do that behind the scenes just because you want to hook up with somebody because you think they're cute and have nice armpit hair? Get fucked, seriously? And y'all don't have issues with this? He's such a nice guy. He took accountability for it. I don't give a fuck if he took accountability for it. He's still doing it, and he hasn't changed, and he admitted that himself in the Cosmopolitan article. Not to mention, okay, it's still weird as fuck. And I said it. I said what I said. Let's just read a few more comments, because this video is getting so long. Okay. Somebody said, oh, my comment where I said Daniel Prada ratio, or Boo Radley ratio Daniel Prada so hard. And this person said, this is my favorite thing you've ever said, Peter. Oh, somebody said, because I asked this in my video, they said, what Gabby did is not worse than what Colleen or James said. Let's see the comment. There's 75 likes on this. Somebody said 100% facts. Somebody said, also, Gabby didn't want to do that boring thing. They insisted, and they will accommodate all her needs. Colleen makes Gabby, who, by the way, oh, okay. Well, I'll read it. Is our apologist look like a saint, which she is, and that was the Jessie Smiles situation, which Gabby Hanna is completely problematic in, but that's Jessie Smiles' story. I did cover that, though. It goes on. Okay. Let's read the other comments. While I agree what Gabby did was horrendous and she's arguably not a good person, Colleen and James are criminals. You cannot convince me that it deserves the same amount of outrage. Thank you. Facts are, Daniel came out against Colleen for the simple fact that Joey got Colleen in the breakup, but James is legit his friend still. This is a really valid point. That comment about being so triggered was bullshit. Now his trauma from it may be real, and that sucks bad for him, which I said that. I said I don't feel... I don't wish that on anybody. I feel so bad that he went for it. However, if he was so triggered by her, he would be by James as well, period. And somebody said, agreed. And somebody said, I'm pretty sure he used what Trisha said about being triggered since people accepted that coming from her. Now we know Colleen was in his ear for weeks after, gaslighting and manipulating her to try to keep her as a friend. Sorry, Danny, it doesn't work the same way. Okay. Somebody said, no way, Colleen's allegations towards minors is way worse than Gabby Hanna complaining about their attitude towards her while filming a show. I'm so glad you said it, Peter, because I thought it was crazy. Shaking my head. Somebody said facts. Somebody said, not based on his comment section, I went to his video when Peter first posted this, and the comments Daniel was liking was stupid, LOL. So I knew something was off. Like, no one cares you are more mad at Gabby. You should be mad at both. Like, LOL, we don't even know Colleen, and we are mad. So that one comment he liked didn't even feel right. He is liking a lot of the wrong comments on there. It's like, why did you even make the fucking video, okay? I'm going to call this video addressing hate comments. Hate comments towards Daniel Prada, girl. Not even hate comments. They're not even really hate comments, but I am going to call my video that. If Daniel Prada can clickbait 22 videos in a row, then I'm allowed one. I'm going to call it addressing hate comments on my videos, and I'm going to put asterisk emotional, and here's going to be my, here, I need a really good thumbnail. I'm so over it. I think I used that title like 15 times. I'm done. Let's talk. Girl, I'm really not that original. I'm not. Okay, I'm just a shit-talking YouTube channel. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This was like all over the place, but I really enjoyed this today, even though I got heated. I mean, I always get heated, right? Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.